this is Sass with a little bit of class. I'm Kiara, and today we're going to be talking about friendships in your 20s, or just actually friendships, full stop. Today we're going to be talking about my really bad experiences of friendships, and we're going to dive right in. Sorry if this puts you off, friendships for life, because it certainly put me off. So let's dive right in. It's a bit of a touchy subject. I feel like I can't really say too much, you know. I feel like I don't really want anyone to slide into the DMs being like, "Excuse me, is that about me?" And I'll go, "No, but yes." I mean, if the shoe fits, you know? Anyway, kind of thinking like, where do I actually start with this one? Because friendships have never been my strong point, can't lie. I think the last time I was in a friendship group, I was probably in first or second year at a push. Um, Primary school, I was in a friendship group. We kind of stayed together the whole way through, and then we kind of split off and went to different high schools, blah blah blah. You know how it happens. Now, you probably see it all over social media, okay? You see the girls from school that had the perfect little friendship group. Come on now. And they're like doing like the little food boards, and they're doing the PG parties, and they maybe have their kids there as well now. Bless. And to be fair, for years I craved that. I wanted that. I was like, I want to do that. You see like little trends with friend groups and that, and I wanted that. I was like, that is going to be me. And then up until recently, I started speaking to girls that are in friendship groups, and I thought that actually sounds like hell. That literally sounds like hell. They're all, and I mean, you could probably guess what happens in a girls' friendship group. They're all speaking to the same boy. They're all falling out over the same boy. They're spending time with the same boy, to say it in a classy way. Um, yeah, it just doesn't really tell me about me, to be honest. And I actually don't know many friendship groups that aren't like that or haven't had that happen in the past, and it just isn't really my thing. Okay, so I say I haven't been in a friendship group since like maybe first or maybe second year. Does not mean that I haven't done the rounds. I've been in many. I had a boy friendship group once. I've had some girl friendship groups that have maybe last a couple of months. Wouldn't really class them as like true pals, Joe. You know how it goes. Um, so yeah, I just thought I'd share some stories and experiences that I've had. This will go down an absolute tree, I can just sense it. Let's just dive right in. I actually am beyond caring at this point. So, got invited last minute. Obviously wasn't really wanted there, but anyway, we move on. This group of girls wanted me to come, so I thought, absolutely. They told me it was a pajama party. I was like, okay, lush. I had, in fact, just done my tan, and I thought, well, obviously I'm going to go. They've just invited me, so of course I'm going to go. Jumped in the shower, washed that off, and I got leggings on and an hoodie. I'm sure I can't actually remember, but I remember thinking, just in case, I keep getting in trouble for swearing, right? But there's certain words I just have to say, okay? So, being fucked over in the past, let's just, let's just go. Let's just be wary, but let's just go. So I put on an hoodie, easily changed, put a normal top underneath, and I had a leg and had like normal leggings on. Um, Went there, as you can imagine. They weren't in their jammies. Apart from, I think the girl whose house it was, I think she probably did. But I thought, well, of course, it's literally your house. Anyway, um, another thing, when I speak about situations, I think they won't know. Because in the words of like a TikTok trend, for them it was a casual Wednesday night. For me, it was absolutely traumatizing, okay? But I think they just won't remember. So if you do, just pretend you don't. Let's just save everyone's feelings here and let's just pretend you don't. So anyway, I go there, they're all in their, well, none of them are in their jammies, and I just sat there in my UD looking like an absolute fool. So I just sat there in my hoodie looking ridiculous, and I just thought, and I didn't want to take the hoodie off because I thought that's just admitting defeat, isn't it? If I take this, they're going to go, she's clocked, we've set her up here. Little did I know, more to come. So they started ordering food, okay? And one of these girls that I was with was like my close pal. So I was like, that's fine. She knows me like the back of her hand. She'll know exactly what I want. I'm a plain gal, do you know? So I was like, that's absolutely fine. So they're ordering, and they don't ask me what I want, but like I said, my pal's there. She knows what I have. So I was like, it's totally fine. And then they're like, oh, like what juice would you like? So I told them what juice I'd like. They gave me like they always like read me out the juices or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'll have a Fanta. And they were like, okay, that's fine. And then I was like, do you want a tenner, like obviously to put towards it, and they're like, no, that's fine. I thought, oh, what lovely girls they are. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you won. Okay. Food comes, and there's only, say there was five of us, okay? Only four meals. That's weird. Where's mine? They're like, and then they didn't say anything, and then the girl stood up and went away and got me a Fanta from our kitchen. So, hindsight, I had literally just asked to pay £10 towards their meal that they didn't even ask if I wanted anything, and the juice they were offering me was actually just from our kitchen. It wasn't from, they didn't order me anything, okay? And then they were like munching away, and they're like, do you want anything? Like, do you want a bit? No, I really, really don't actually. I'm sitting here absolutely starving, but will I admit defeat? Again, absolutely not. I actually wanted to storm out her house. I thought, how weird, and that's just so strange, right? And we're probably about 16, 17. It's probably about 17 at this point. So old enough not to be so fucking immature, but anyway, we'll move on. Clearly I'm not better. Anyway, she also went on to tell someone that I gave her bad vibes. Can't get any worse than you, babe. Sorry. Sorry, that was mean. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, at school I really did try and do my bit to like fit in. I've always kind of felt like that. Don't know if you can relate, but a group of girls could never fit into that. Sorry, I don't know what it is. I don't really feel like I'm a part of the group. So yeah, at high school, I will openly admit I did actually try and be in this friendship group, and to an extent I kind of was, but this friendship group was actually quite big, so it was split in half basically. One half was like the side I would go about, and the other half wasn't. The side I went about with, most of them started leaving school, so I was like, gonna have to start mingling with the other half. So I started going to like groups at night and that with them. It was like a little dance group, and absolutely hated it, to be honest. Didn't fit in. Wasn't one of them. It was kind of like a theatre group, but it was like dance. It was like dancing, singing, acting, all that jazz. I wasn't really one of them. I like dancing, but I'm not a theatre gal. Okay, so dropped out with that. Goodbye. I think I ended up actually just leaving school. I feel like the girls I was going about with, they had knew each other for a long time. Like they went to primary school right up to high school together. They stayed near each other. There was just not really any space for me. There was already about 10 of them. There was just no space, okay? It was just very like, I don't know, at first it was kind of like competition to be my friend, but then I started being friends with another school, and then it was like, oh no, she knows too much. Do you know what I mean? It was just kind of like, oh, I think me going away and being friends with other people from a different school kind of broke their trust in a way. Like, am I going to be telling them things? Even though the people in the other school that I was speaking to actually didn't even know who they were, nor would they have cared anything about their life. So I wouldn't have said anything anyway. But moving on. And some of the girls were like basically begged not to speak to me. It was a weird situation that went downhill. Had another friend group. They all ended up starting to hate me. Am I the problem here? I also asked some of my gals on Snapchat honest opinions. So I wrote my what type of friend I would describe myself as, and then I asked them. Just see. So I'll tell you that at the end. I'll just keep you waiting. I asked you guys what your experience is with friendship red flags, and you gals came through. Can I just say some of your friendship horror stories are actually criminal and a lot worse than mine. I'm like, whoa. But like I said, it's mainly jealousy at the end of things. How's your mum? A girl's been mean to you? First thing she'll say, she's jealous of you. And to be fair, that's when you were telling me your little stories. I actually felt like your mum because I felt like that's jealousy. It's sleeping with a boy you're seeing. It's getting jealous of you speaking to other friends, which is weird. Um, getting jealous because maybe you've had a child or you've got a boyfriend and they push you away. It's so weird, bizarre. And if you're that friend, sorry, unsubscribe. Anyway, it was just a weird situation really. Um yeah, your stories are 10 times worse than me. Do you want to come on the pod? No? Maybe you should get your own pod and share because wow. It's weird how we've all kind of got the same situations. Luckily, mine's has never been about boys, but a lot of the like jealousy. Not even, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be like, oh yeah, she's obviously jealous of me, but I think it's maybe they're just a wee bit insecure about you having more friends. Like, are you gonna are you gonna have a new best friend, or are you gonna have like a better relationship with them, or I don't really know. Okay, what they're thinking, because it's like who knows. But the red flag stories were insane. Anyway, let's get deep for a second. Okay, I'm just gonna be really honest with you here about what I'm like, not even as a friend, but as a person. Very distant, very aware, and very blunt and like stubborn. Yeah, stubborn. That's basically the word to use for me. Really bad habit, and I don't know if it's because of the bad situations I've been through. I really don't know. But one of the things I'm absolutely amazing at is you do me wrong once, gone. I'll never, I'll never speak to you again. Someone does me wrong, I'm like, absolutely not. And some of my closest friends now done me wrong, okay, and they'll probably think, God, me and Karen aren't very close anymore. Babe, it was on purpose. Babe, it was absolutely planned. I'll never have that awkward conversation like the talk about, oh, I feel like we've outgrown. I will never have that with someone. I just won't. One, I don't like an argument. I don't like confrontation. And I think it's an absolute waste of time. Okay? So I'll just drift. And most of the time, you'll do something wrong you won't actually know, because my insecurities and my trust issues are like so weird. Like, you do something you would, it's probably not even wrong, but I'll take it the wrong way because that's just the gal I am. Some things I need to work on is basically, I think every single person is using me. Every single one. If you're a girl in my life and you ask me for a lift, I'll think you're using me. It's just instant. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever actually been used for a lift that's made me think this, but I just always think it, okay? Even if I ask you for a lift, I'll think they're using me. It's a fine line. I don't know why I think like that. I just do, okay? So yeah, I could literally drift away from you and never speak to you again. And never look, maybe never, don't think I would say I'll never look back, because sometimes I get in my feels and go, oh, like, we used to be really close friends. One of the girls that I was really close to in high school, we ended up falling out over a reason big enough for me to be like that, never speak to you again. But we do speak a little bit, but we will never be as close, obviously, as like what we were. That's basically what I do with everyone, and I think there isn't one person that I haven't done that to. I haven't went, sneaky move, bye. We'll definitely will drift, and yeah, we probably won't speak for a couple of weeks, months, maybe years, and then maybe I will speak to you a wee bit, message you now again, check up on you, but that's literally all. And we will do the same. You probably do with all your friends as well. Like, oh, we need to meet up, and oh, we've got so much to catch up on, and blah blah blah. It'll never ever happen. Will it? No. This friend that I'm on about from high school, she's always been obsessed with like babies, and like we'd go shopping in Tim as like teenagers, and she would be like, as like young teenagers would be going in Tim, and she wouldn't go like running up to like the newest trainers or whatever. She'd go run up to like the newest baby trainers, and she'd go, oh, how cute. And I always thought, oh, I'll be like basically an auntie to your child. I don't know how old our kid is now, but I've never met them. And I'm just like, it is sad, but that's just what happens. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's not really much we could do about that. And don't get me wrong, there's probably people that have cut me off for doing whatever. Actually, I remember one of my friend's dads back in the day said to me that I wasn't allowed to come for a sleepover because of a bad influence. Barely drank, never touched a drug in my life. The worst thing I've ever done is probably tried someone's vape. I'm the most boring and innocent person. I would actually see if I had a child, friend like me, please. Brutally honest, would put them in their place. Someone like a great friend to me. Anyway, nah, to be fair, as a friend, I would say I was pretty shit. Sorry for my language. I would say I was quite. I don't think I'm a good friend. Like, I'm not like. I wouldn't say I was anyone's like best friend. I'm obviously Connor's best friend, Ralphie's best friend, but that's probably as far as that goes. I'm absolutely fine with that because I've just not got the time or patience. Some of the things that you girls message me about, I'm like, oh my days, just block him. I'm actually not really a blocker, to be fair. If I fought with someone, I just drift. Like, we're on social media, I'll check in. I like to have a wee nosy about what you're doing. Make sure you're fine and not dead. Yeah, I'll just go about my life and you go about yours, and I'll maybe like a wee Insta story, but that's it. That's as far as that'll go. Yeah, so as a friend, I'd probably describe myself as distant, observant because I like to keep a wee eye. Always check on my pals, always like text them if I've not heard from like if I've not heard from them in a couple of days or a week or whatever, I'll be like, hi, how's life? How's the kids? You know? Definitely honest. Like I think that's probably why I don't fit in with girls because they're like, oh my god, like, do you think he's downgraded? And I'll be like that. Well, no. Like I'll never put another girl down just because you want me to. Absolutely not. My ex has got with someone else, like, is it a downgrade? No, babe, it's not. Sorry, it's not. Don't ask me. I say that to my friends all the time, right? One of my friends always messages me for advice, right? And I'll go, do you want what you want to hear or do you want a Kiara answer? And sometimes I give her a Kiara answer without actually asking permission first. But if you come to me, that's what you're going to get. I'm not one of the friends that's going to take your side. I always look at both sides. Always. Okay, so I've got my little notepad. Don't know if you've seen it. If you're watching, you'll be able to see it now. But I just told you what I think my traits are as a friend. Very distant. We'll check up on you probably once a week. And I'll not really meet you, to be honest. I don't know. I've always got a migraine, like I said in another pod. I've actually had a migraine every day this week, but I've actually got a migraine right now, so if I'm not making sense, that's exactly why. That's my excuse. Anyway, I told my friends to go honest. I was like, this is your time to be honest with me, okay? But to be fair, they're actually all nice. I'll take it as a compliment. Anyway, so I've put what my friends think of me because I asked them. Actually, do recommend doing this by the way because this was actually a bit of fun. Did feel a wee bit pick me when I first posted it. I like sent them the wee message, but yeah. Brutally honest was the most common one that I got because I look at both sides and won't just tell you what you want to hear. Oops. I actually think that's a positive thing, no? Anyway, um, most of my friends come to me because of my lifestyle, my confidence. I get that a lot. I actually don't think I'm confident, but anyway. Funny and sarcastic, and I just get it. I'm like, yes, I do. You slag me off, I will slag you off right back. And no hard feelings. Like, absolutely. I couldn't have a friend that's serious and doesn't slag me because that would be rude. Anyway, supportive and trustworthy. Trustworthy only got mentioned once. How rude. I think I'm the most, to be honest, if you're telling me your stuff and I'm basically a therapist, then I must be trustworthy, so I'll take that as well. And supportive of like their goals. I would say I am supportive, and even if what they do, actually no, if you keep going back to the same boy, I'm not supporting that. Sorry, I'm not supportive in that sense. Oh, I actually thought I would do some deep diving, and I was reading back old chats. Sorry, I really did my research for this pod. Sorry. This is why I'm actually doing this episode because it just popped into my little head, and I thought, oh my god, this girl like sent me like a massive paragraph, being like, we haven't spoke for like a year, maybe 2 year, and it's stupid basically, and it is stupid, and we speak a wee bit now. I would never have sent that message because one, I'm stubborn and I stick to my absolute word. And if I say we're never going to be as close, we will never be as close. It's dead. Do you know what I mean? And I think that is probably something I should work on. But also a bit of a defense mechanism. Have a wall up. Just don't be a snake, and it's everything will be totally fine. Do you know what I mean? Like just do not do me dirty, and it'll totally be fine. Vice versa, obviously. And I kind of read it through, and I said exactly what I'm saying now. Like I felt like I didn't fit in with anyone. I feel like some girls like me just aren't meant to have a friend group, and that's absolutely fine. And all my friends are like individual, and I go for them like to them for different things. But I'm quite a like closed book. If something's going on in my life, I'll not tell anyone until like months after. And I'll go, oh, by the way, this happened. Did you know? I'm also not really a texter, so if something's happening, I won't tell you over text. I'll wait until you randomly want to meet me, and then I'll tell you. Again, I think you're using me if I'd start telling you all the goss. You only want to meet me now for the goss. Do you know what I mean? Um, so yeah, that is actually a bit of a problem. Maybe I should really dive deep into that and see where that comes from. But anyway, I probably won't. Maybe I'll do it on my drive to work tomorrow. Maybe I won't. Anyway, yeah, sorry, meant to be doing a recap. I've got some things to work on. Um, let me know in the comments. Send me a wee cheeky DM if you relate to any of this, or if you feel like I'm in the wrong here. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Hopefully you relate a wee bit. Hopefully it's made you not feel as bad about having like toxic relationship in the past. And I feel like one of the biggest reasons we don't walk away is because the memories and the nostalgia of like they've been in my life since the start and they knew this and they knew that. So I'm quite bad for that. And like especially if like I was friends with someone and they met my gran, I'd be like, oh my god, they met my gran, so I need to keep them in my life because that's like a part of my gran still in my life, even though it's literally not because they're literally not my gran, they're literally 23. But do you know what I mean? Probably do need to work on not pushing everyone away. Sorry if the angle's just moved. Basically, my phone died, my light died, and I blew my candle out. So sorry, it's not feeling cute and cozy anymore. But I'm just gonna wrap this video up now because I was meant to be at dancing about 10 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Um. So yeah, hopefully this has been something that you could all relate to. Um. So yeah, that's this week's pod. Have an amazing week. Let me know what you're doing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review. I think. Anyway, bye. Keep it sassy, keep it classy, and I'll see you next week. Mwah. Sorry, this was a wee bit of a rush ending, but I am in a rush, so sorry about that. Bye.